Today in this video, I'm going to be overviewing the NBA season so far with the teams and how they're going and the different trades that happened over the off-season, so stay tuned. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and yes, from the title and the intro, we're going to be doing an overview of the NBA season so far. Now, what that means is I'm going to be overviewing what the ladder looks like, what the teams have jumped out of the blue, what they've done, what all the trades done off the off-season, and how they've come into play in this new season, and have a look at teams who aren't doing that well that should have been done better. So first off, we're going to start off with teams that have come out of the blue, but before we get into that, we're about 2 months into the season. So we're about a month and 7 weeks into the season, but I'm going to round it up for 2. We're about 2 months into the 2023 season, so I thought, why not do an overview of what's happened so far, because a lot of things have happened. You can't really predict anything yet, but I'm not really predicting stuff yet, but I'm going to sort of predict stuff that might happen that might not, if you know what I mean. So yeah, 2 months into the season and a lot have happened. So usually when you get into this stage, you start looking at teams that need to start winning some games to get up to the top seed. Probably a month before the All-Star break, you got to see, okay, teams really have to start clicking to be better up in the ladder. So first off, we're going to look at teams that have come out strong. What that means is, I'll put a quick definition. That means teams who have not good. Teams that weren't going to be doing well, like trades with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, and teams that with the Jazz, and teams that haven't done well past these, that just come out of the wings and just blew out the off-season, blew out preseason, now just come out and they're a top 10 team, top 5 team. First off, we're going to look at the Jazz. Now, Utah Jazz, there's a lot of stuff happened with that team over the All-Star break. A lot of things have happened with that Jazz team. They got rid of 2 All-Stars in Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell for some picks. Now, if I can find it, I will find the trade room. I don't think I won't find it, but the Jazz, they're 8th in the West. They're 8th in the Western Conference right now. Now, they have signed some great guys. As Donovan Mitchell went to the Cavs, Cavs gave away some key players to this team. Some key players the Jazz got rid of. So the Cavs got rid of. So if I find this profile, they got rid of Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk to the Jazz. They got rid of some guys to the Jazz, along with Boban Bogdanovic. One of that guy's name went to Detroit. They got Kelly Olynyk. This team that they played the Warriors a few days ago were strong. They're a contender for a playoff team. But this team has come out of the blue. They've just got rid of their 2 All-Stars in Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert for guys who are young. How old are they? Does it say the age? Lauri Markkanen is 25. Kelly Olynyk is 30. So Kelly Olynyk's a bit old. But it doesn't matter. You got young guys that can step up, and they've shown it. Their record to start the season was like 10-2, and now their record now is like 13-8, but still, they're 12-10 now. Their record. So Utah Jazz, yes, they're finishing 8th, just behind the Warriors. They're not in the top 5 yet, but this team has come out unbelievable. Particularly last season. Last season they made, I think, the 5th seed in the playoffs. Yes, they had Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert. But then after they got rid of those guys, you're like, okay, like ESPN are talking about, okay, well, I don't think they're going to go well. I'm going to put them down the bottom. That's what I put. I put Jazz to be at like the 12th seed. They're 8th now, just started the season. They can improve very much. That's why I'm putting the Jazz there at a team that's come out of the blue without getting rid of trades with Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. The next team is the Cavs. Now, yes, I'm going to go with the Cavaliers just because it's not really a team with trades, really. Yes, you got Donovan Mitchell. You go and get the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. In the East, they're 3rd. They're 3rd in the East. Last year, they finished 8th, play-in tournament, I think. 8th or 9th. They are 3rd in the East. Yes, you can't predict stuff now. It's way too early in the season. But just what's happened, the Cavs have just got Donovan. Okay, let's start winning some games. They have won some games. Yes, they lost against the Warriors away, 106-101. If you haven't seen that game review, go check that one out. But the Cavs really have stepped up in a way that I've not seen before. Like, the Cavs have... I'm not really making stuff up on the top here, but the Cavs have got some good guys. If I go to their team, I'll look at their team. So if I go to the team, and then I go Cavaliers, and I go to their roster, they've got Kevin Love. He's been there forever. Cass LeVert, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Mobley, Isaiah Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen. So, a lot of guys who can contribute to a championship team. So this Cavs team is not done yet. This Cavs team could probably even go to the 2nd to 5th seed at the end of the season. And then the next team is the Pacers. Now, the reason why the Pacers is they're 4th. This team is a bottom 5 team. I can just see it. I predicted them to be like 11th. But this Pacers team is 4th, and we're 2 months into the season. If you're in the top 10 in the first 2 months, you're like, okay, you're going to make a playoff spot. And that's what they've done here. The Pacers, I'll say it again, you can't predict these things. Like, it's way too early. Once you get to the All-Star break, okay, this team's not making it. But this Pacers team is. They're 4th in the East, 11-8 record. They have the guys of Halliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield carrying their team right now. Absolutely carrying their team to the top. They're Indiana Pacers. Like, no one really cares about Indiana, but they're 4th. It's amazing to see what their team is. That's the teams that have come out unbelievably with strong and a new team. Now let's have a look at the ladder. Now, if this video goes into over 12 minutes, bear with me. It's going to be a 12-minute video. Now, if we'll look at the East first. So the bottom 10 teams, we've got Miami, New York, Bulls, Charlotte, Orlando, and Detroit. Now, with those teams, some of these teams I would suspect them to be higher up in the ladder. First off in the East, the Heat. I would really suspect them, honestly. I thought they would be in the top 8 right now, but they're falling to 10 and 11. Not a good start for the Heat. I would love to see them up higher, but they're in 10th. They're okay. They're 5 spots away from 15th. If they get 2 more wins, they can jump up to 5th. So this East and West Conference, very close in the bottom 10 to top 5. New York, I kind of predict that New York's going to be 11th. They're not a really good team. Yes, they got Jalen Brunson. Like, we get that good team. I'm happy where they are at 11th. I think that's where they deserve to be right now. The Bulls, though, I do suspect the Bulls will be a bit higher. I probably suspect them to be 9th to the 5th position. 8 and 11 record. You got DeMar DeRozan, 2 All-Stars. DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. Yes, Lonzo Ball's out, but that team is a much better team than what they're playing now. Charlotte, predict where they are. Orlando, predict where they are. Detroit, they're both bad. They're all bad teams. I suspect them to be bad. Detroit's the worst record, 5-17. You suspect that. There's no really good guys in that team. Orlando Magic. Yes, you got Paolo Banchero, but still, it's a rookie. They've lost 4 in a row. Detroit's lost 2 in a row. You see that? That's what they are. I predict that the bottom 5 team in there. In the West, bottom 5, you've got Minnesota, Dallas, Thunder, Lakers, Spurs, and Rockets. Let's look at this. Minnesota, as we beat them on the road yesterday. If you haven't watched that game review, go check that one out as well. Absolutely, 137-114. Warriors win. Anyway, Minnesota has a game just on 500. Minnesota, I kind of predict that that's where they'll be in this season. I'm happy where Minnesota is. With Dallas, though, I kind of do suspect them to be just a bit higher, maybe in the 8th, 9th position. But that's how they've fallen. Luka Doncic is honestly carrying that team. He could honestly go for MVP. I think Joel Embiid could go for MVP, but I think Luka is carrying that Dallas team on his own, on their back. Dallas should have been a bit higher than that, but that's what they've fallen this season. Rockets, I'm happy where they are, but the Lakers, I suspect them to be at least in the top 10. They're 13th. Their record is 7-11. Yes, it's way too early in the season. They might do a good back end of the season. But they've got LeBron, AD, Patrick Beverley's been suspended for a few games. You've got Lonnie Walker, Russell Westbrook. So the Lakers, yes, they're a bad team, but I think the Rockets should have been in the bottom 3. Lakers to be in the top 10, top 12 range. But that's where they fall. I think they've got 2 wins on the trot. They can go a bit more. If they win 2 more games, they could jump to 11th to 12th, maybe even 10th. But the Spurs, though, particularly Rockets predict. Those teams, the teams you don't want to look out for are the Rockets, the Spurs, the Thunder, the Magic, Charlotte, Detroit. So those teams you don't really worrying about there. But I think the teams that have gone very well are the Celtics, the Bucks, the Suns, Memphis, Nuggets, and Pelicans. Those teams really done. Also, Portland have done very well. that's really all we're going to talk about, guys. The teams that I think need to start clicking and winning more games are the Lakers, particularly. Lakers, Bulls, and Heat are the three teams that really should start kicking and winning some games. But I also just want to talk about my team for a second, the Warriors. They're ninth in the West. They've won 3 straight. They're 11-10 record. To start the season, I put this in the game review yesterday. I said to start the season we were 3-7. We've won 3, lost 7 to start the season, and in the back end of our 10 games, we have won 7, lost 3. That's a big improvement. We had 2 games, or a game a plus 500. And we were 13th after the 5-game road trip. And now we have jumped 4 positions to 9th. If we can win another game on the road, we will jump to 8th if Utah lose. What's my top prediction there. But really, I'm happy where we're sitting right now. Curry's really carrying. But that's really all this video is, guys. The overview of the season, a quick update on LeBron in his Kareem record. Let's have a look at it. Tracking down Kareem, chasing down Kareem, LeBron James. He has 1,016 points to go to reach the all-time points leader in Kareem. Let's go. That's the top 10 there. The next active player is Carmelo Anthony, if he's even playing. But this is the last 5 games. 39 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 21 points, 30 points, 27 points, 17 points. So he's come. The next 3 games is 2 games at Crypto.com, 2 games at home, then away, 3 games at home. So you could see him breaking this record in probably the next month. You could see him breaking this record if he keeps up the points, but really can't predict anything yet. But that's what LeBron there, scoring record. I think he'll break it just in the new year. But that's it, guys. That's the overview of the season so far. Curry climbs back in the top 10 of the MVP record leader. But tomorrow, though, big game. Tomorrow, Warriors Mavericks, the top 2 leading scorers in Luka Doncic and Steph Curry going at it. Warriors in Dallas. Conference Finals rematch. First matchup this season. Who's winning this game? I kind of see the Warriors winning, of course, but Mavericks do have a good home record there. I'm seeing them going to win it probably, but Warriors always going to win it. And the games haven't even started yet when I'm filming this, but when I do film this, when I do edit this and upload this, the games have started. So that's why I'm putting this out there. We're about 2 months into the season, guys. This is all we're talking about. If you're wanting to get the NBA app and look at this season so far, put in the description. It's free on the App Store. Go check that out. That's really an overview of this team video, so I might do another one later in the season. If you haven't seen the update video, go check that out. Also, going on holiday soon, so the game reviews will be very limited. I think I'm missing the Bulls game, the Rockets game, the Pacers game, the Jazz game. Probably do 1 review of that, maybe not even any. So just watch the reviews, keep up to date on what I'm posting. Anyway, guys, enjoy YouTube Shorts. Until next time, enjoy life and have fun. Peace.